Hey guys, Will, just in time, prepping. I'm on my workbench here, working on some stuff. Thought I would just talk to you guys while I was working. I want to kind of tell you guys about the giveaway, how it's going, and then talk about some other stuff that I've been talking to you guys about over for a couple of weeks now. But let's start with the drawing. The drawing, I guess we're about 120 away from having to have the big drawing, and I can't wait. I mean, I've got a lot of nice stuff. I just can't believe that I ever would get to be 2,000, much less have a big drawing like we're having. So everything seems to be going kind of smoothly. I want to really appreciate, tell everybody I appreciate them sending their friends over. That really makes me feel good. Tells me that you care about me and the content of my channel, and just overall how you feel about me. So, yeah, I want to thank you guys. The ones that just popped right into my head would be Scott from over at Insight Freedom. Another one is Phil over there at Phil Rivers, and another one would be Hoople's Cat and Emergency Preparing. So all those guys just come right to mind when it comes down to people saying, hey, I'm new here and such call sent me over. So that tells me that everybody wants to be in this big drawing. They care about what's going on. I really appreciate that. Thanks a lot. Haven't got any more giveaways to put in there yet, but I can tell you that the stuff that we do have is well worth having in your bug out bag or your go home bag or something like that. Everything in the giveaway is good to go in one of your bags, so that's kind of a good thing right there. So some of the other stuff, let me get going here. I want to try to be multitasking. What do you guys think about brown snakeskin on a knife sheath? I've been thinking about this for a while, but I just don't know. Just kind of looking at it and seeing what I think. It kind of looks cool in one way, and another way it doesn't. So this is the knife sheath I'm working on here. It's not quite all the way done, but as you can see, I put this is a knife sharpener on the front of it. So you got your knife and you're out in the woods, and guess what? You find that you kind of made your knife dull, so you can just sit there over the fire and sharpen up your knife while you're dinking around with stuff. So that's the idea behind the knife sharpener on the sheath. And so, you know, if you're going to have that kind of stuff on there, you need to sew it in, so you have to do it before you get everything put together, you know. So that's why I'm sitting here contemplating putting some sort of snakeskin on the outside, at least on the front part of it, you know. Maybe not the part that rubs against your clothes or your leg, but maybe just the front side, you know. Kind of spruce it up a little bit, you know. I have all these imitation snakeskins here that I can use, and I was just trying to think of a good color for it. So I'll be doing this while we're talking about the second topic, which is I've been talking about you know, the elderly and the SHTF situation, and I've been, you know, you guys don't think I do it, people don't do it or whatever, but you know, I sit and I read all my comments, whether I like them or not. I always comment back or tell you I like them or whatever, but some of these comments are pretty good, you know. They make me think. They add things into the videos that I've forgotten or just plain didn't know, you know. And I appreciate that. That really makes me feel good, you know, that you guys are interacting like that. So the other day I had a comment from this gentleman that said, how old do you have to be a senior? Because he said he was 66 and that he didn't know if he was a senior or not, but he has water and food and all that stuff stored up, and how much should he have, you know? And my comment back to him was, Well, I'd consider myself a senior at 66, and I would hope that I would have some stuff stored up, for SHTF situation. I mean, think about it. Not everybody at 66 is going to be thinking about, hey, how am I going to take care of myself if all hell breaks loose here on this planet. So I thought that was kind of cool of him, to take the time and say, what do you consider to be a senior? Well, by law, it says a senior is anybody that's 65 or older, and that kind of rubs me both ways, I guess, to say that you can be 65 and be healthy enough that you don't feel like a senior. So the main thing is that they want you to think that you're a senior at 66 so that you're going to start asking for all these great little benefits that they have and stuff. It gives them time to think about what they're doing and it gives you time to get enrolled in your Medicare and all that stuff like that. But as far as what do I think is an age for being a senior, I would guess that anywhere in your mid-60s anyway would make you a senior. And if you're a disabled senior, you could have been disabled for a long time or a short time, So that's a very hard question to answer, sir. And I would say you're a senior if you think you're a senior. Because, some folks wait their whole life to be able to retire, I mean, they just think it's so great, So, it's probably just whatever you think. But what really impressed me most about that comment was that even though he was 66, he still went ahead and he was getting his water and his food and his clothing. He was getting all that stuff put away, even though he was 66, So if he could do that at 66, why can't we have some other folks just putting it in the back of their mind, not living it like some of these folks do out there, but just have it in the back of their mind and say, hey, that looks like something that would store for a long time. I think I'll just put that in my stores. That's the kind of mentality that I myself am trying to teach you guys out there that are watching, is that you don't have to be an old man or even a disabled old man or an old woman. I don't want to discriminate against sexes. So, to think about putting stuff back. I mean, we hope that it doesn't happen, the old saying, hope for the worst and maybe we'll get the best, something like that. I can't remember the whole adage, but it's similar to that, And so, that instead of people coming and making a comment about, hey, I'm trying to think of one off the top of my head, is they try to turn it all around on you, make it sound like you're not really accomplishing anything. But I know I am, and it doesn't bother me that people try to trip me up. It keeps me on my toes. Had to have that, guys. Sorry. But that's what the video is about today. Is about how good we are. Even at our lowest point, we're still at our best. That really impressed me about that old guy. And he's not really old. If he's 66 and he's got his shit together like he does, he's not really old. He's not feeling old. But he is feeling the need to be prepared. And I think that that's something that each and every one of us as human beings should be prepared. Even if you don't agree with everything that I say or do or try to teach others, you should at least be prepared, which means to have food, water, and clothing just to put away somewhere. You never know what's going to happen day to day, minute to minute, whatever. So that's really what I wanted to come on and talk about. I mean, that one comment, just one comment from a person can really make you sit and think. So when you're listening to people talk, make sure that you're listening to the whole story, you know. Listen to the words and hope that you're getting the best out of it, you know. This darn phone, I can't keep it from fogging up. I'm going to try to move it away from where it's at so that maybe it'll work better. Get down. That dog wants to play. Anyway, you know, I want you guys to think about all these things. I want you guys to think about getting busy on the VR, because 100 subscriptions aren't very much. I have climbed pretty fast in a short amount of time. So if you think you got plenty of time, guess what? You don't. It's going to sneak up on you, and you're going to say, darn, I wanted to get in that darn drawing. But I can't make you, you know, it's like you can't draw a horse to water, you know. So it's that old adage. But if you're planning on being in the contest, just do it and get it out of the way. That way you don't have to worry about it. And that way when you hear me talking about it to other people, you can say, ha, 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 I already got it done. So, you know, that kind of stuff. So that's for the contest. The other thing is I want to thank that gentleman that left that comment for me. You know who you are. And I really appreciate you leaving that comment for me. I really do. I mean, it really hit close to home. How old are you? And you say, hey, I'm 65. Hey, I'm 66. Hey, I'm 42. Whatever, you know. You're only as old as you feel. And you're only as prepared as you allow yourself to be. So get out there, think in the back of your head, prepare, and have a fun time with your life. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm not out here to scare you. I'm just out here to help you protect yourself against the hard times. I live in tornado country. It could just be a flash of an eye and everything could be mowed down flat. Or California, look at California, they're burning themselves down. These are the things I try to teach you is why you need that food, water, shelter, clothing. Because at a moment's notice, everything can change. You're going to look at it and say, gosh darn it, I wish I could listen to Will. Anyway, that's all I got for you guys for today. Because you know what? Tomorrow we have story time with Will. And it's going to start at 9 a.m. And when we get going on it, we're going to read 2 chapters, maybe 3, but 2 to try to keep the time down, because I know I've looked ahead a little bit. The next 2 chapters, chapter 2 is real short, about a paragraph or 2 long, and then it goes right into chapter 3, so it just depends on the time. But we will get to it. It's story time with Will. Happens every Tuesday at 9 o'clock. Tell your friends. We're reading a book by Angela White, and it's called Survivors. It's a story of people that survived a nuclear holocaust. The bomb was dropped, and now they're trying to put everything back together. It's an interesting book. So get over there tomorrow, and we'll sit there and we'll read the book together. Until next time, you guys know, I can't do any of this stuff without you guys. Not even one thing. And most of all, God bless you, God bless me, God bless the US of A. Till next time, thanks for watching.